Imagine this. You're outside on a beautiful spring day and you see a honeybee. It flits from flower to flower, sometimes staying on one for 20 seconds and then sometimes staying on one for only 2 seconds. We don't question the bee's behavior, and it isn't passionate about any one flower. It's after nectar. The bee knows what it's doing and what it wants, and doesn't remain on one flower longer than it needs to. So for multi-passionates, that nectar is going to be different for each of us. And then those outside who don't truly understand us think that we're flighty or inconsistent because we don't stick to a single pursuit for as long as they think that we should. But they don't understand what motivates us to begin with. Think back to all of the projects, the interests, the career paths that you've pursued. What was your driving factor? I used to think that it was just passion. We're multi-passionate people, so we're driven by pure passion, right? But when I took the time to reflect, I realized that it was always something deeper driving my passion, a specific motive. For example, when I was in college, I took a class on abnormal psychology. I was fascinated by every single aspect of this class. Every single test, every single assignment, I got perfect scores on. And I remember my professor telling me that I should pursue psychology as my major, as my career path. But at the end of the class, I really did realize I had gotten what I wanted, and I had no real interest to pursue it further. And that's because of the motive that I had. When I was learning about abnormal psychology, I was learning about all the different ways the human mind can go wrong, all the different things that can happen to you and how it can impact your personality. This gave me a deeper understanding of the world around me, of the people around me, of myself. But with this new perspective, I didn't really feel the need to learn more about it, to dig deeper into it, or to make it my specialty. If you've been watching my channel, you've seen me mention this book numerous times. Refuse to Choose by Barbara Sher is the best book for any multi-passionate person. The point that she's trying to get across is that for multi-passionates, our interests are driven by deeper motives. So nobody can really understand why we, like the honeybee, are flitting from project to project, interest to interest, pursuing some until mastery, dropping others in the beginning phase. And so it's important for us to understand too what exactly we're trying to get out of these different pursuits. Now, I have kind of summarized the different motives into 5 categories. The first category is mastery and capability. This is when you're learning about many different things because knowing how to do many things makes you feel capable. Or you're interested in building more diverse expertise because you want to develop a reputation or create a body of work. Or maybe you just like challenging yourself, testing your limits, and seeing how good you can be at something. And so building an expertise for a specialist means choosing one field and pursuing it, studying it until mastery, right? I feel like for a multi-passionate person, they might try to pick a more interdisciplinary field, or maybe they're a freelancer, or they're building some kind of portfolio that shows their many different skills rather than just one specific area. And some people just like to do many different things. The jack of all trades is a very powerful person, right? You're capable and reliable to do a variety of different things. As far as challenging yourself goes, this reminds me a lot of a YouTuber named Chris Broad. He runs a channel abroad in Japan. And while his videos are mainly about Japanese travel and culture, if you're an avid follower of him like I am, you know that he's constantly trying to do new things. He's taken a journey across Japan on a bicycle multiple times. He films documentaries about famous places like Fukushima and people like Ken Watanabe. He keeps up with a weekly podcast. He's written a book. He took part in a chess boxing tournament and won. And he never seems to stop announcing all the new things that he's doing. My theory is he is a multi-passionate person at heart, and he's eager to build on his reputation as a content creator and give his audience more diverse content, while at the same time challenging himself to reach certain goals that he puts forth for himself. The second category is curiosity and discovery. This group of motives is when you're learning new things to gain insight, much like when I was taking that abnormal psychology class. In the book Refuse to Choose, Cher relates it to those I never knew that kind of moments when you learn about something and it helps shift or add to your perspective. And this also includes a desire to explore anything new be it people, places, or experiences. For me, I felt like this was a driving factor when I moved abroad. Living in a foreign country makes every day a new and fun experience. And don't forget about those who love to study anything as long as it requires to learn by doing. Some people feel motivated just as soon as they get the chance to get their hands dirty. The next category is creativity and innovation. This is when you want to create something that didn't exist before. You're motivated by the prospect of solving problems. Now, of course, we can picture people like Steve Jobs, but let's be honest. We all have that one person in our lives, and maybe it's you, that is constantly thinking up new inventions that they could make, or new ideas that break out of the box. I have a friend who runs a bakery, and while she loves baking those everyday treats, what she's really motivated to do is to create special cakes that no one else is really willing to make, like wedding cakes that are tying in personal stories or something. She'll study up new techniques, she'll work for days crafting this new cake just to make it exactly what she pictures. And when she's done, she just jumps on to the next challenge. And it's not just about inventing either. You might be the kind of person that likes imagining possibilities, building prototypes, making plans, but you might also just like to make things beautiful or to find hidden beauty in things, which correlates a lot with an artist's mindset. Someone that is a multi-passionate artist might be trying to find the beauty in things that others can't see, or try to present something from a different perspective. The next group is cognitive engagement. This group of motives is about exercising one's intelligence, using all parts of yourself, including logic, intuition, empathy, and abilities, to discover how things work and see what's beneath the surface. You might also be interested in putting the big picture together, or seeing the relationship between things. And I feel like people with this kind of motivation are so capable and innovative. And this is where the term multipotentialite really comes into play, because you can pull your knowledge across many different fields that you know about and draw a connection between them. You offer a very unique perspective that others might not have been able to see. My favorite example of this is Carl Sagan. Carl Sagan was an astrophysicist, cosmologist, and author who used his knowledge and his curiosity to explore the cosmos and educate others. He was known for his ability to take complex scientific ideas and break them down in ways that the general public could understand, such as in his famous book and TV series of the same name, Cosmos. Sagan was driven by the desire to uncover the mysteries behind how the universe operates, and he also explored the many different relationships between astronomy, biology, history, and human civilization to help others see the universe as a connected, intricate system. He famously emphasized how we are all made of star stuff, reminding us that the same elements that form the stars are within us. And this emphasizes his ability to see and communicate the interconnectedness of life and the universe. And the last one is about connection and community. So this group of motives is about belonging, having impact, and helping others. For me, I joined a group of friends playing D&D, Dungeons and Dragons, 4 years ago now. And despite it taking up so much of my time, I've continued to do it, and I really love it because my motivation is about being myself with a group of friends that all have the same interests. And as far as having impact goes, when I first read this in the book, I felt a little bit embarrassed, because I know I definitely do things because I want to be seen, but the motive of wanting to be recognized, it felt shameful, like someone saying that they're doing something just to become famous. But wanting to have an impact and be recognized for your efforts is a very human desire. We all want to know that what we're doing matters to someone, that our contributions are seen, that we're making a difference in some way. As multi-passionates, the key is to recognize that wanting to be seen doesn't have to be superficial. It can be about making an impact, contributing to something meaningful, and knowing that your unique skills and passions are being recognized by others. In the book that we all need to read, the author mentions speaking to a woman who would often learn things in order to help others. She jumped into learning about finance to help her parents. She learned about insurance for a totally unrelated reason, but ended up being able to help her friends a lot when they had insurance problems. She realized that she just loves being helpful and being a knowledgeable person about certain things, to the point that her friends and family can run to her and ask her for advice. Understanding your deeper motives is key to being more forgiving of yourself when you move from one pursuit to another. Just like the honeybee, it's not about being passionate about one thing, it's about what you're gaining along the way. By acknowledging that each project or interest or hobby is fulfilling a different need or curiosity, you can stop feeling guilty for not sticking to one thing and embrace the richness that comes with being a multi-passionate person. Just remember, it's okay to move on when your curiosity or your need is satisfied. It's okay to have multiple interests going on at once. You don't need to follow the conventional path of pursuing one pursuit. Instead, you can embrace flexibility and enjoy the journey of learning, exploring, and creating in a way that works for you. So take a moment and reflect on your own motives and let me know down below what you think motivates you. Maybe you follow one or two different categories, or maybe you sometimes take from all of them. That's me. I felt motivated by almost all of the different things that I listed. And of course, if you want to learn more, pick up a copy of the book Refuse to Choose. Thanks as always for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.